One name, one signature, and suddenly the entire AFL is looking at Sydney differently. G'day Swans fans, if you bleed red and white like I do, smash that subscribe button because what we're about to unpack changes everything about 2026. Charlie Curnow is a Sydney Swan. Let that sink in for a moment. A two-time Coleman medalist, 313 goals from 149 games, is now wearing the red and white. And while some are questioning whether his knees can hold up, whether he's worth what we paid, there's one voice cutting through all the noise with a prediction so bold it's got the entire footy world talking. Cam Mooney, premiership winner, 236-game key forward who knows a thing or two about what it takes, has just declared that the Swans aren't just making the finals in 2026. He's picking us for top four, and he's backing Charlie Curnow to kick 70-plus goals at the SCG. 70 plus. The same Cam Mooney who picked us to miss finals this year is now saying we're genuine contenders. That's not just optimism, that's belief in something real. But to understand why this matters so much, why this trade could reshape our entire season, we need to go back to where it all started. Let's be honest, 2025 was meant to be our year. After that grand final heartbreak in 2024, we had the squad, we had the momentum, and we had the hunger. But somewhere along the way, things didn't click. The midfield was elite, absolutely unbelievable according to Mooney himself, but up forward, we lacked that genuine match winner, that player opposition coaches lose sleep over. Then came the trade period. Whispers started circulating. Carlton and Charlie Curnow weren't seeing eye to eye. His form had dipped, 32 goals from 18 games in 2025, well below his standards. An interrupted pre-season had left him underdone. The Blues were open to offers, and Dean Cox and the Swans recruitment team saw an opportunity. Now, this wasn't just any forward. This was Charlie Curnow, the bloke who kicked 64 goals in 2022 to claim his first common, who backed it up with 78 in the home and away season in 2023 for his second straight common, who, when fit and firing, is one of the most dangerous forwards in the competition. Strong overhead, clean hands, elite goal sense, the complete package. But here's where it gets interesting. Behind closed doors, there were questions being asked about his work ethic, about whether he had the drive that made legends like Tony Lockett, Barry Hall and Buddy Franklin thrive at the SCG, about those knees that have plagued him throughout his career. 10 seasons at Carlton, multiple injuries, and now at 28. Was he damaged goods, or was he just one good pre-season away from recapturing that common form? The Swans didn't hesitate. They paid the pretty penny, and it was significant. But they got their man. And when Callum Mills fronted the media this week, you could hear it in his voice. Pure excitement. He fits in really well with the group, and we're really pumped to have him, Mills said. Not just happy, pumped. That's the reaction of a captain who knows something special just walked through the door. Here's where Cam Mooney drops the bombshell that has every Swan supporter sitting up straighter. I picked Sydney to not make the finals this year. I am picking Sydney to finish top four next year. Top four. From missing finals to top four in one trade period. That's not a small claim. That's the seismic shift in expectations. And Mooney didn't stop there. He addressed the elephant in the room, the criticism that Curnow's been copping, people calling him overrated, questions about his commitment. Mooney shut it down. Charlie is not overrated, he said bluntly. He might not have the work ethic he probably needs from what I hear, but his talent alone. And here's the kicker. Here's the moment that should have every Swans fan believing. Mooney reckons that work ethic problem, it's about to disappear. Going up there, I reckon his work ethic will pick up. It's what happens when you go to a new club. You want to impress so badly, so he'll train hard. Fresh start, new environment, a club with a culture built on excellence. The boys at the Swans don't accept passengers, and Curnow knows it. This isn't Carlton, where he'd been for a decade. This is Sydney, where big forwards come to cement their legacies. And then Mooney said something that sent shivers down the spine. He referenced the SCG, that smaller ground. As long as his body holds up, and yes, I know that is a big question mark, but being on the SCG as a smaller ground will help. Lockett, Hall, Franklin, the holy trinity of Swans key forwards, all superstars, all thrived in the harbour city. Sydney has always had that ability to get the big key forward up there, and they always do well. Always, Mooney added. What would you have done if you were Dean Cox? Pass on a two-time Coleman medalist because of injury concerns? Or back yourself, back your medical team, back your culture, and bring in a genuine game changer? The Swans chose belief over fear. The moment the trade was confirmed, Swans supporters couldn't contain themselves. Social media exploded, the forums were buzzing. This wasn't just another trade, this was a statement. We're not rebuilding, we're reloading. Callum Mills fronted up at training and the reporters were all over him. You could see the genuine excitement. "He's an awesome guy, Charlie," Mills said with a grin you could hear through the words. "We've had history of big key forwards coming to Sydney and we're so pumped to have Charlie pick us and come here."
Pick us, that's important. Charlie Curnow could have gone elsewhere. He could have stayed at Carlton. But he chose the Swans. He chose the SCG. He chose to be part of something special. He'll make us a great team and he's fit in like a glove already, Mills continued. Already. Training hasn't even ramped up properly and the captain's already seeing what Curnow brings, not just on the field, but in the locker room. The media's been split, naturally. Some are cautious. The knees, the age, the price. Fair questions. But then you've got voices like Mooney, someone who's been there, who knows what it takes, saying Sydney's in for a big year. Dwayne Russell, who was doing breakfast radio with Mooney, had heard all the overrated talk, but after sitting down and actually analysing what Curnow brings, the tune changed. This isn't just talent. This is proven elite talent that's won Coleman medals. Plural. Let's connect the dots here, because this is bigger than just one player. The Swans have an unbelievable midfield. Mooney's words, not mine. When you've got that engine room firing and you drop a Coleman medalist into the forward line, suddenly everything opens up. The younger forwards get more space. The midfielders have a genuine target. Opposition defences can't just double team one player because Curnow demands attention. It's the buddy effect all over again. Remember how our forward line hummed when Franklin was at his peak? That's what we're talking about. Mooney was asked straight up, if everything goes well, if Curnow's happy and healthy, how many goals can he kick in 2026? 70 plus, he fired back without hesitation. I think they're in for a big year, the Swans. Get on them. 70 plus goals. That would put him right back in Coleman medal contention. On the SCG, where defenders hate playing, with an elite midfield feeding him, that's not fantasy, that's a realistic projection from someone who knows forward craft better than most. This reminds me of when we landed Buddy. Skeptics said he was past it, that his body couldn't hold up, that we'd overpaid. Then he kicked 73 goals in his first season with us. Curnow at 28 still has petrol in the tank. He's not some ageing veteran limping to retirement. He's a player who had an interrupted pre-season and still managed 32 goals in 2025. Imagine what a full injury-free preparation looks like. The consequences for 2026? We go from a team that missed finals to a team that clubs are genuinely worried about. Top 4 isn't just possible, Mooney's calling it. And when you're top 4, you're a genuine premiership threat. Anything can happen in September. What happens next is on Charlie and on the club. The medical team needs to manage those knees. The coaching staff needs to get the best out of him. And Charlie needs to bring that work ethic Mooney reckons will kick in. If all those pieces fall into place, we're not just making up the numbers, we're hunting silverware. At the end of the day, this is what being a Swans fan is all about. The bold moves, the big names, the belief that we can go toe-to-toe with anyone. From Lockett to Hall to Buddy and now to Curnow. There's a lineage here, a tradition. And Charlie Curnow has just become the latest chapter in that story. We've been through the lows, we know what disappointment tastes like. But right now, we've got genuine reason to believe that 2026 is going to be something special. Because when a premiership winning forward looks at your list and says top 4, when your captain can't wipe the smile off his face, when a Coleman medalist chooses to wear your colours, that's when you know something's building. The Curnow effect isn't just about goals. It's about belief. It's about a club that refuses to settle. And it's about proving once again that big forwards and Sydney just work. Let me know in the comments, are you backing Charlie to kick 70 plus in 2026? Do you think Mooney's top 4 call is too bold? Hit like if you're absolutely pumped about what's coming, and I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Swans.